Hey gang, how are you guys? Welcome to this round of October readings. I'm super excited to get these out to you, so I hope you guys enjoy them. As you guys know, format changes every time, so just some house rules. Take these messages as they resonate. If it doesn't make sense to your situation or doesn't feel right, that part of the message wasn't meant for you. You may resonate with one deck, some of the decks, all the decks. Again, don't try to force the message. Just take it as it comes and only take with you what, makes sense, essentially. For this round, I pulled some different decks. A lot of what I talk about in this kind of spirit message monthly is really centered a lot on the transits that we're going through, specifically for Venus. All these planets we have going through in Scorpio, so including Venus. Mercury goes retrograde in Scorpio. Lots of heavy things are going to be bubbling up to the surface for all the signs. So that was a big focus for me in these readings. We're going to pull a goddess oracle in honor of Venus and see what kind of messages are coming through from the divine feminine. We're pulling some astrology cards to see what the message is there from the planets. We'll get our main message from the tarot spread, and then I'm also going to pull a bonus blessing card just to kind of see what blessings you're getting this month, because we're going to be dealing with a lot of stuff. And for some of us, a lot of stuff that maybe has been put on the side for a while that we just didn't want to tolerate. Universe this month is kind of like, oh, okay, we're going to deal with that now. So hope you got your big boy and big girl pants on, because we're going to get into it. Again, take what resonates. You may resonate with some or all. Do not try to force the message. These are general readings. And they are going to be for the sun, moon, and rising signs. I will say maybe even Venus, since we are kind of focusing on Venus, so you may want to watch your Venus sign video as well, even though we're not necessarily talking about love in this series. Alright, my friends, take care, and I will see you in the video. Let's get to it. Hey Taurus, welcome to your October Spirit Message reading. This is TC, your guiding chariot. This is going to be for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Alright, let's get into your reading. First things first, I hope October has been treating you well. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Big focus for this series of readings is really this Venus transit. Venus is in Scorpio. It'll be there for a little bit. You've also got Mercury in there where it will go retrograde. So a lot happening in the house of Scorpio, or in the sign of Scorpio, in whatever house it's in for you. So, with that said, I want to start out by pulling in the Divine Feminine. Actually, I totally just saw your card. We are going to go with whatever is right there. Alright. So, before I talk about lovely little Bronwyn, so I wanted to kind of call in Divine Feminine energy because of Venus's placement. It's not the easiest, most comfortable place for her to be in Scorpio. Therefore, I think this transit is really going to kind of push us away. It might feel a little uncomfortable, and things may come up, especially in relationships. Because remember, Venus, planet of love. It also is money, so it could be work things as well. And you think about it, if it's dealing with relationships, there are more relationships than just romantic ones. Business, friends, family, all these things. So how we are in relationships, I think, is going to be pushed. And also what type of relationships, are really meant for us and are good for us, right? Speaking of that, you got Bronwyn, Divine Goddess of Forgiveness, And I will say I don't know everything about Bronwyn's story, and considering how many times I pull this card for myself, or have since I've got this deck, I probably should look up and so I fully understand it. But I do know that Bronwyn, really showed a level of forgiveness, obviously, and compassion. Because I know there were people who, shunned her, ridiculed her, and ultimately killed her. And she still had to find forgiveness. She still forgave them. She could still see behind and through their faults. And I think that's really what's being asked of you, my dear Taurus. And when I say that, I know many people, like my friends, like people that are close to me, who I talk about forgiveness, and how I deal with it in my own life. And it's always like, yeah, but I'm never going to forget what da 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 da. Like, it's not about forgetting. Like, that's not what I'm telling you. You know, if someone really was being a monster to you just for the sake of being a monster, like, we don't forget that. Like, you know, I see who you are, you know, but you do have to forgive them. You honestly, you do, because otherwise you're going to continue to punish them. You know, every time you see them, it's gonna make you angry. It's gonna make you sick. You're gonna want to, like, oh, I just want to say something, or I want to trip them or push them down the stairs. That emotion is never going to serve you ever. It's really not. You know, so the forgiveness is really so you can find the space where you can let that go. You know, where you can be like, you know what? You know, you did that because you were feeling like a little, you know, and granted, I don't know the reasoning. They could just be making awful decisions. You know, I'm not trying to, like, save the face of, you know, anyone who's ever done you wrong. You know, but I want to say that some of you, if not a lot of you, are in a relationship right now, whether it's romantic, business, could be a boss, you know, whatever it is. You're in a relationship right now that maybe is testing you a bit. You know, it doesn't feel right. Maybe you see this person, you know, making decisions that, you know, are not right. You don't agree with them. You know, and whether maybe you either feel powerless to do anything about it, you know, or you're questioning the morality of it, like, oh, I don't know, is this a thing I'm supposed to do, or do I stand up, do I say something, or do I just, you know, you know, so there may be a lot of that going on, and honestly, some of it might have been directed at you, like someone could have, you know, actually done something bad to you, and this card is coming up, you know, telling you to forgive them. Straight up forgive them. Like, look at, you know, you may have lost something in whatever happened. Time, a job position, faith, trust, something like that. You may have actually lost something, money, you know, but if you can step out of it, step out of the, like, the hurt and, you know, maybe the shame. I don't know why shame popped into my head, you know, but if you can step out of that, like, that emotional space where, you know, where you're looking at it because you're hurt or angry or sad or whatever, you know, if you can step out of that and just look at it, you know, and really see what actually was lost, like what was lost, and then really, like, how important was it, or how much of an impact does it have now, or is there a lesson now that you fully understand and you've learned probably because of what happened, and now you have found new direction, or you found a new purpose, or you found a way to make it work, and it, you know, just showed how strong you are. That's kind of that. This is kind of where you sit with Bronwyn. Like, that's the level we're trying to get to. Let's get some astrology cards for you. Ooh, don't run away from me. I see you. Do one more. Oh, it's a high one. All right. Okay, let's see what we got here. All right. Okay. Nice strong one right at the start. Leo, I will. Yes, you will. Third house, messages, communications, any way we connect with the outside world. And look at that. Mercury retrograde reinvention. So, first and foremost, I talked about at the beginning, Mercury does go retrograde on Halloween. Not even joking. Happens on Halloween. And this retrograde, honestly, even I'm a little, like, I normally don't get too frazzled by Mercury retrograde. This one I'm a little frazzled by, just because it's going to be in the house of Scorpio. And it's going to be in this house for a long, long time. Scorpio energy is intense, and it's deep and really, really transformative if used appropriately. It can also be really destructive if not. So it's just something that, you know, I think we all should be aware of. But it's because Mercury is going to, like, pretty much move through Scorpio, go retrograde and back through Scorpio, and then go direct and go back through it again. So instead of traditionally being in a sign for like 3 weeks or so, 2 weeks, something like that, it's going to be in Scorpio for like 2 months because of this, like, forward, back, forward situation. So I think this, out of all these cards, I think this Mercury retrograde, this reinvention, is really kind of you figuring out what's happened in the aftermath. Who are you going to be after whatever happened? Who are you going to be moving forward in your life? Learning what you've learned, knowing what you know. You know, what does this new reinvented version of you or of this relationship with this person look like? Third house, like I said, it's all about communication. To me, third house is really, it's like any way we connect with the outside world. I mean, it covers things as, this is like friends, neighbors, your mail, emails, digital communications, phones, like it's literally any way we connect with the outside, right? Leo, I will. To me, this is really about you taking charge. Really, it's about you taking charge. Not that you're going to, overrule this person, but this is taking control back. Instead of, this person running the show or this person dictating how you feel. Like the example I told you, you see this person, all of a sudden you get angry. That's giving the other person the power, because now they, by not even interacting with you, just being physically in the room, they have affected your mood. They've affected how you behave and how you act. Leos couldn't give two hoots, right? Leos do what they want to do. They just shine and radiate, and they are themselves no matter what. They don't give two snoots. If they want to go stand and dance around on the stage, they're going to go stand and dance around on the stage. They don't need approval. They don't need someone to like it. They just, I feel like doing it, I'm going to do it. This is that energy. And I think that's really what you're taking back from this situation. You're taking back control over your own emotions, over your own feelings. And that is where this reinvention happens. And I think that changes your communication. It changes whatever message you're sending out. Because again, messages don't have to be done with words. Your actions, your behaviors telegraph something as well. Right? So I almost want to say, for some of you out there with this reinvention, you maybe even be seen by others right now in a certain way, and it honestly might even be kind of negative. But again, that might be based off of reactions or responses to things that came out of this past relationship. So you're acting out of this place, right? But now people don't know that. They don't know your story. They can't see the motivation behind what you did. But I think alleviating that, whatever that root causes, that root pain, changes the transmission, and then it reinvents who you are, or it reinvents the perception people have of you, which is a great thing, because honestly, for some of you, I don't think the perception is actually accurate. Like, I don't think it's an accurate perception of who you are. Maybe it's an accurate perception of the impact you're making because of some of the choices maybe made, but I don't think it's accurate, and I think this is really about realigning that. All right. So we have the Two of Swords, feeling stuck, blocked, like you can't do anything or just don't know how to move forward. So feeling like we're at a crossroads. And then we have the Queen of Wands, beautiful fire energy, like our Leo we were talking about. But this is very charismatic. This is very charming, also kind of seductive. So we could be speaking to a romantic relationship for some of you. But, to me, the Queen of Wands, what's magic about her is her magnetism. She can just kind of sit, and whatever she wants kind of just comes to her because she's so charming and alluring. And again, magnetic, right? So, and it's funny, you started off with the Two of Swords, feeling like you can't move on, feeling like you can't take the next step or don't know how, don't know what to do about it. But honestly, I think it's just you have this blindfold on there, and this blindfold could be anger, this could be rage over, this person, that's left. And I think if you took the blindfold off, you would see that you're not sitting in the dark at a crossroads. You're sitting on this wonderful throne with all kinds of support around you that, again, is just waiting to be drawn in. Because Queen of Wands, it all just comes to her. She doesn't have to lift a finger. It just comes to her. Oh. The cards flipped over there. All right, here. Let's talk about these two before we move on. Look at that. Page of Pentacles. New beginning, fresh start. Might be a little slow moving at first. But this is earth energy, natural for you. Yeah, it's going to be slow because look, we've got the Nine of Wands here. Nine of Wands can be a bit of a stubborn energy. And let's be honest, Taurus, you guys can be a little stubborn when it comes to, your comfort space and, stepping out of your comfort zone. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm really not. I would almost say with this Nine of Wands here, I think this Nine of Wands, to me, what I'm saying, wherever you are now in regards to what you're trying to manifest or what you're trying to change and bring about, I honestly, I don't think it has anything to do, or you'll never find it in your current situation. So if this is a job, I don't think the current job is going to get better. Or if this is a partnership, whether it's romantic or not, this person isn't able to give what you're asking for. Okay? And I say that because the page is all about a new beginning, right? Because this is a fresh start. And then bottom of the deck right now, you have the Ace of Pentacles, which again is new abundance and new opportunity. And I think this 9 is kind of showing up like, oh, I'm too afraid to leave my pasture. Like, I'm this big, strong bull, but I'm comfortable here. It's predictable on this plot of land. I know what to do, and it's routine. Honestly, I think there's an opportunity for you that's coming, if not already present, that you should be taking, if not seriously considering. Because I think there's abundance probably beyond what you are even aware of. But it does mean you do have to step out of your comfort zone. You do need to be willing to try something new. Oh, that did not take long. Let's see if we can get one more before we flip that baby over. But yeah, I feel like there's a new opportunity coming, and it does feel like work. I do want to say for a lot of you, it is going to have to. So if you're not directly trying to manifest a new job or some more money or whatever that means, one may be presented to you. If not a job, at least another way to build some abundance. Look at what came up. Oh, can't even stand it. So first and foremost, Sun card, most positive card in the deck. I also want to put them together because the Sun is who rules Leo. Again, that vitality, that shine bright. Just do you, boo. Just do you. Go be happy. Do what excites you. Do what you love. Just make it work. Why you gotta live in stress? The sun's shining. Go have a great time. Have a play day. Ooh, like vitality. Vitality is coming off this card. I love it. And then you also have the 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands. So one, I love it because you will go from the 9 to the 8. So these stresses start to lessen. They start to come down, right? Reduction, 9 to 8. But this is also a card of communication and fast communication, like a lightning bolt fast. And you had messages here with the 3rd house. So there is a lot of communication going on for you if you open the door. If you're willing to, come out of your fence and walk into the open pasture. I think once that happens, all of this stuff starts moving real quickly. All of this stuff just starts to click and starts to happen. And it starts to move very fast. Which, I'll be honest, that can be scary for a Taurus because you guys, again, you're a slow-moving energy. And I don't say that in a bad way, but you like your comforts. You like to feel safe and secure. So do I. It's a great thing. So I'm not trying to dog on you for it. So I will say this can sometimes be scary because it's a lot of change really quickly, right? But honestly, I think this change is going to be great and really exciting and bring about a whole new you. Bottom of the deck, before we wrap up, you have the 7 of Swords. So someone's trying to trick you, lie to you, manipulate you. And then again, you have another decrease, 7 to the 6. 6 is all about moving on. This is a card of travel. So again, new job, new office, new space, maybe actually moving, finding a new home. But this is, again, a card of moving away, finding more peace, moving out of stormy seas. You can kind of see whatever lake or river they're in is all wavy and choppy. This is about moving out of stormy seas into calmer waters. And then they go down even more. You go from a 7 to a 6. Now you're down to the 4 of Swords, which is rest, recovery. And then the 3 of Wands, wish fulfillment, getting what you asked for. Can't even with you right now, Taurus. I love it. Love, love, love it. But again, it all hinges on you being willing to just step outside of your comfort zone. Step outside of your fence, right? Okay, last thing we do before I let you go, Taurus, we are going to pull a blessing for you. This could be in relation to the reading, or this could just be, just an extra little fun goodie that comes up in your life. The universe is like, while you're working on this and making this commitment and taking this leap of faith, I'm going to gift you a little present for doing so well. Alright, so this is just an area of your life that's getting a nice, happy little bonus. Alright? It is harvest season after all, right? Oh, apparently that wasn't it. right. Yay! Oh, I love this. Blessing on a homecoming. So I talked about with that Six of Swords, moving forward. You know, this could be all about you finding home. Finding home base, finding that safe place, whether it's your physical home where you live, or again, a lot of this feels like it's work related. So this could be finding, you know, finding a workspace that feels like home. Maybe some of you end up working from home. I don't know. Depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to start your own business, maybe that could be a thing. I would say if any of you are, and it has to do with, you know, communication on media, anything like that, because again, you've got communication and messages. Digital media, social media definitely falls under this third house category. So if any of you are thinking about a if not like a little side thing, or, you know, trying to support your own business through those means, I think that'd be a great thing to get on for you. Honestly, I think it'd be great. All right, my lovely Taurus, I'm going to wrap up the reading there. Let's put you over there. Amazing messages. So excited for you. You know, be brave and courageous this month. I'm wishing you the best, sending you love and light. Take care, my friends. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Join our little family here. And as always, feel free to reach out to me if you ever want to ask me questions, share anything with me. Feel free to do it any way that feels comfortable. Hit me up in the messages, or the messages, so you keep looking at your card. Looking at the comments down below. You can hit me up on Instagram, DM me at The Guiding Chariot. I also do weekly guidance there, so if you need a weekly dose in between your videos, check us out on Instagram. And if you ever want to book a private session with me, all that info will be in the description box. Alright, my lovelies, you take care. Again, wishing you the best. I'll see you in your next video. Bye.